Hey, what's up? This video is sponsored by Humble Games. To check out Lost Skies, it is going to be in early access on April 18th. Get your airships grappling, flying around on, and watch the rest of this video completely unedited with us playing with one of the devs from the game. Enjoy. There you go. One Take Gonzalez here. Let me get a call going too. It's like we're watching the future right now, right? I'm gonna spin up a call. All right, I'm calling one of the devs. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. Busy, but good.
Yeah. Today's a busy day too. Bit of a whirlwind. Quick icebreaker. Where are you at on pineapple in just cuisine?
Well, I'm British, so.
Well, right,
I'm
yeah,
okay. With
okay.
it, for the most part.
You say you're okay with it for the most part?
Yeah, there's the whole meme of, pineapple
On pizza.
It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me. I'm a fan.
But what about like a shrimp taco or like fish tacos and there's just like chunks of pineapple in there? You're
I'm
allowed
not
to have
big
your
on,
own
like,
opinion.
fish,
But... Oh, okay.
So. I would
Are you
never
sure
really
you're
have
British?
fish. Yeah.
It's into
I know,
everything.
Yeah. Well, our fish isn't great in the channel. We've got to get it from
That's fair.
somewhere nicer.
Fair enough. Yeah, thanks for joining and hopefully guiding me. Last time when I played the demo, obviously.
Yeah.
And I kind of got to flying around a little bit. I didn't get to, there's only so much you can do too, like when you're trying to show the game in 2 hours, but I want to show more of like the flying if possible too. Obviously we'll show the whole gambit or whatever. I don't know if there's any devy sort of things you can do to be like, look at this is cool,
It might require you to restart the game, but we are like, I heard you earlier say you'd like to unlock some dev tools, so we're
yeah, well, I mean, we can always just like
stopping.
play normally, and obviously I've done the tutorial before and I'm a little familiarized,
we will
but...
to a certain point, but we're planning to swap it out, so just so I basically have access to like dev commands, and we can just, sneak in a couple of like extra parts and stuff.
Very cool.
At least that's the plan. I'm currently looking and seeing.
Yeah, whatever works on your end, and if there's something you guys are like, this would be cool to show off, feel free to. Also, sorry to your colleague who's sick. Hope he feels better.
Yes, that's a victim of the early access push.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you guys are
it was
burning
our
away.
principal programmer, so he's he's had a lot on his plate.
Yeah. Well,
but I think we are trying to upload a build. I don't know if it will. I'm trying to see how we can trigger Steam to.
No worries.
Sort of start the download.
For the folks at home, while you're doing that, if you want to introduce yourself and like what you do with in connection with the game Lost Skies and all that.
Yeah. So my name is Luke, and I'm the lead designer.
Ooh. Fancy.
So I was also the lead designer on Worlds Adrift. So
yeah, I was gonna say that was. Listen, you mentioned it. I didn't say it. Okay.
Yeah.
Or the last time I was like, do they want? Like, naturally, I want to mention the previous. I've just been saying the previous game that was similar.
Yeah. Well, it was like it's kind of like a labor of love from that time, right?
Yeah.
We unfortunately. The reality of kind of like your live service sort of MMOs is ongoing server costs and all that stuff, and we were tied up in some pretty cutting edge technology that didn't turn out in the end. So we were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. So we took a few years out to recover, made a couple more games, and then we kind of just came back to this idea.
Do the smart thing. When I saw Lost Skies like announced, and then like trailers of it, and then obviously getting hands on in the demo, I was super happy because I was like, Worlds Adrift was such a fun, unique like game. You know what I mean? There's other games similar-ish, but not quite like that. Like being able to have the grapple and flying and the way you guys just approached the whole thing, and then now being able to do, PVE mainly and more exploration and focused like that.
Yeah, we certainly went back to like the drawing board on. What can we do with the island gameplay and kind of smooth things out a little bit. So you'll find the islands are like a lot more involved now. There's like gameplay, there's puzzles on them and things like that. We wanted to kind of push. I think it was kind of like, especially after, because in between that time you've had games like Breath of the Wild and Valheim and stuff.
Yeah.
So we've been able to kind of take a look at under those lenses and kind of, I guess, offer things that, you know, everyone had a yearning for, like Breath of the Wild multiplayer, right? And so we kind of approach these like sort of physicsy cooperative puzzles in that way, where as a group you can all sort of figure them out together. They're not like in a UI screen that pops up and you have to solve some puzzle there. It's like they're kind of in world and you've got to use your grapple sometimes. And,
yeah.
you know, just seeing how far we could really play with everything.
Yeah, exactly. I've liked what I've played thus far. I'm excited to jump around in there more with you and hopefully show off some more stuff.
I managed to download our updated dev build.
Okay, should I close game and see what happens? If
I think if you can exit and enter and restart Steam, I think it will prompt.
All right, let me try.
Download on it.
Will it just do it automatically, or is it going to need some sort of branch?
It should do, yeah. You should see it sort of having a little download.
I believe it is doing that. Yep, perfect.
Awesome. I'll let you host, so I guess you're stateside. You know, I can deal with that.
It shouldn't matter too much with English. It's usually more like once you start to get like Australia, that can get a little wobbly or whatever.
Yeah.
Depending.
But I mean, the key part of this game, of course, is that it's a more smaller scale focused kind of co-op game. So all of those kind of like server issues we had, thankfully, do not, you know, prevent this game from having to be taken down and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that was the one thing going into this. We were like, right, let's actually, you know, keep this thing online.
Yeah. Do I have first step? And it's not. It is going to be in early access on the 18th, correct? Do you have a specific like time?
Yes.
I'm sure you guys do, but I don't know if it's been like announced or whatever.
I actually don't know because it can kind of vary.
Yeah. I
know our publisher is West Coast, so it might be looking at around sort of West Coast morning potentially when they push
Gotcha.
them up.
Well, there's your answer, Aita. That's your name. I'm terrible at pronouncing. It's a random grab bag. Sometimes I feel like people just make usernames to be the most weird, hard to pronounce. That's the streamer perspective.
I guess as well, you've got to, and I guess from a streamer perspective as well, you have to be worried they don't have like they've spelt it in a way that you
exactly.
Say
well, also too, people will like spell their username in just like all lowercase, no spaces, and it's just all blurred. And they're like, "Come on, it's just a jumble of letters, man. I don't know what that means." I'm gonna be this guy. I'm gonna change my face paint a little bit. I'm just showing off a little bit of the customization.
Oh yeah, we've added a few. Look at
yeah, there's some new stuff. Yeah,
we went all out for on beards.
Yeah. Naturally, having a beard, I get a little upset when there is no beard. Let's see. Hair color, we'll make it the same as that. That looks good to me. Confirm. Boop. Play. Great world. Is it just, should you just be able to join off me since it's friends only?
Yeah. Just checking it, it's all tagged as such, but yeah, we're all good.
Right, I'm hosting. Love that beard design. Yeah. I don't know. Just beards in general, I feel like are more popular and more commonplace nowadays than maybe in the past. Some people say people with beards are hiding something. I say you can't grow a beard. No offense if you can't grow a beard.
I'm alright. It's a little patchy, but you know.
It's, you know, that's good.
As I've gotten older, it's a little bit more persistent.
You rub a little bit of sandpaper on there and gasoline, other things just that are manly, masculine, I should say.
Yeah. And then you just.
Oh yeah, that was going to be my question. What is your thought about motion blur? Why use it? I know why, the dev answer, but like your personal opinion.
It never used to bother me. And then I think at least within this game, I kind of suddenly it was getting to me a little bit, and then I turned off. Maybe it's you know, how it's kind of set up. I don't know. But I was always kind of blind to it, and then like suddenly I could start seeing it, and it's almost like once someone points it out to you.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's also too certain games will like have it default a lot more intense than others, so it's a lot more like noticeable. I've always hated it, and I bully people who.
Let's see if I've actually got it on right now. I probably do.
I mean, default it's on, but.
Yeah. And here we are.
Yes.
I got a cheeky punch.
Thank you. There you go. Got to make sure it's working.
We literally introduced that after playing Helldivers, and they had all like the slapping and punching.
Yeah, the slapping down.
And we were like, all right, we got to have that.
For those that don't know, do you have like a basic rundown of like a Cliff Notes version of the start, the world?
So here we are inside an ark. It is many years after the end of the world, and you've kind of woken up from stasis, and you have your guide here called Asa from the Ark computer. That is your first task, is to have a little chat with them, and that's kind of like how we deliver the narrative throughout the game.
Yeah.
And you will explore the remnants of an ancient civilization, find and unlock their technology, build a flying ship that allows you to traverse the world and tackle all sorts of threats.
Nice. I'm trying to select this. Or what? He didn't.
Oh, maybe I think it's like in the bottom section of the box. This is one of these things that keeps maybe popping up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw it flickering for a second. I guess it was just not hitting the. Also, depth of field. So depth of field, though, like depth of field has its place. Depending on the type of game. Sometimes if you're playing, like, my general answer is like if you're playing competitive stuff, and if there's a lot of things that kind of give you that like blur and stuff, I don't want that. You know, lack of focus and depth of field and all that stuff. That's okay when something's like a little more narrative or whatever. But
yeah, I think you use it kind of how kind of like, I guess, cinematographers would use it, right? You can bring in certain
well, like if I'm playing like a shooter or something, whenever they have depth of field, I'm like, why? Why would I want the enemy, blurred? And I'm gonna give him the G-man answer: unforeseen circumstances.
Exactly. If you have criticized all the writing, it was all by me as well, so
yeah,
it's fine. I can take it.
Okay. Chat, look for typos.
I'm also like, you kind of like willingly accept as you write the story in kind of games that 90% of players are going to click right past it.
Yeah, I mean, well, technically, the first time, I went and fully voice acted the whole thing and went back and forth and gave the computer a voice and everything. So that's why I'm not doing it now.
Oh, you went all in. Yeah, but it's just there for like, because the people who do like it matters, then it really matters kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you do it for them. Everyone likes different things in the game. You got to keep them all covered.
Well, we appreciate your writing and your potential typos.
Yeah. It's the worst things, 2 days before launch. You're like, oh my god.
Get across to the next island. I don't think we can craft anywhere. Let's go. It's classic. Go out, grab stuff.
Exactly. We start, with the basics. Got to get yourself a glider. It's one of the things actually coming from Worlds Adrift. There was no kind of like safety net, right? Like the grappling was really brutal, and everyone was falling, and dying was frequent. And so, going into this one, the first thing we wanted to do was let's give them just that, like essentially a parachute. Right?
Yeah.
And somewhere to start off, because you did have the gliders and stuff like later on in Worlds Adrift, but quite early on, you were sort of just you were left to fend for yourself in quite a brutal fashion.
Yeah, that was always funny watching people get used to like using the grapple and not like inflicting damage on themselves and like taking themselves out just because they like had too much momentum and smack really hard against something.
Yeah, I mean, you probably found in the demo that we actually toned down a lot of the brutality.
Yeah. I think it's a good call. It's a good call.
That kind of like learning curve. It's still got that skill gap. You still need to practice, which we did want to sort of maintain.
Yeah, there's still this skill there too for it. So.
Yeah.
Once you kind of get it, you get it. Okay.
And we had a chance to kind of go back and clean it all up. I mean, because we've been working on this now for 3 years. Oh, you have. I see you've. So what you just found in your stash there is the Worlds Adrift like cosmetic items. So if you because you had Worlds Adrift in your Steam library,
Yeah.
you basically got access to exclusive cosmetics. So you've jumped ahead of the tutorial a little bit because you've now obtained the grappling hook.
Right.
But it is the Worlds Adrift design grappling hook. So we took.
I was gonna say it looked. I was like, I don't remember this
And-
being there before, but hey.
and give it a little bit of a revamp. And then the hat there, the headpiece, was a community favorite, so we kind of spruced that up, gave it a lick of paint.
There you go.
But yeah, and much like sort of we'll have the discount as well for anyone who did actually own Worlds Adrift. So we're trying to kind of like make good within a reasonable amount that we can by offering kind of exclusive cosmetics and a discount on launch and stuff. So hopefully like it's a little bit of a celebration and welcome back to the skies kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I always figured with the best opinion or the best way to handle it is celebrating, the stuff that people loved about Worlds Adrift and not like ignoring that kind of stuff, and then showing what's been brought from that game into this and then made better.
Yeah.
How do I make the glider?
We definitely want to like honor it because, like you said, I mean, because you said at the start, like, oh, do we talk about it? Like, am I allowed to talk about it?
that was
I think we didn't really want to like shy away from it and just like kind of like embrace the heritage, right?
Yeah. There we go, glider. I do like the head wrap, like the cosmetic. That's cool.
Fox Knight. So you're gonna have to like kind of like play as if you don't have a grapple, so you can't sort of like cheat ahead.
Right. Yeah. Listen, I just saw stuff in my inventory and I was like, equip.
Just click. It's mine.
I think I rebound the grapple to that. Yeah, there we go. Woo!
Well, I'm not gonna have the grapple yet. Well, I guess I could equip it from mine, but that did not work. I've just fallen to my death.
Fantastic.
I didn't equip the glider.
At least it was you and not me. That's okay.
Yeah, that's me. Just how many times have I played through this like part of the game? I couldn't tell you. Or that I made the jump and I plummeted, but it's all good. We brought back the belt mechanic, so if you die, anything kind of stored in your belt will actually stay there.
That's nice. And for those who've never seen the game before, I'm kind of showing you the grapple a little bit. It's got one of my favorite types of grappling and flying mechanics or whatever. Another game too that had it. I don't even remember the name of it. Chat, the one with sand, and it was PvP and
Last Oasis?
That's the one. That was also kind of reminiscent of this sort of way of getting around, because it rewards you for being able to like get your timing right and use momentum in your favor. Like right now I'm just tumbling through the sky. It just feels so satisfying and fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, all of the graphic mechanics were our principal programmer, who sadly couldn't join us today. But yeah, he's it's kind of like his little brainchild, just tweaking and kind of getting it to where it's at now.
All right, explore.
I've done a ping here.
Okay.
If you come to me, we can blast our way through. Get to some ships. So yeah, this is like the slow introduction, to kind of like mechanics, climbing, interacting, switches, all that kind of stuff. Because we've these can kind of be quite a steep learning curve, and we just found through all of the playtesting. Yeah, like we initially, I mean, you've kind of created that here with the grappling hook from the start. But yeah, we just found especially when we were trying to reach a broader audience than Worlds Adrift, because it was quite niche. Mostly because of like the brutal PvP mechanics and all of that. So yeah, we obviously like early on kind of got people fresh to it, right? And we're like, hey, here's the grappling hook. Like we think we've made it a little bit easier to use, a little bit more accessible, and even then we just feedback was always just, damn, this is really hard. I keep dying and all this kind of stuff. So it was definitely an exercise in sort of restraint and just really pulling back the mechanics to to be as forgiving as possible, so everyone can kind of, with a little bit of practice,
Yeah.
be Spider-Man in the sky.
It's definitely a lot more accessible from what I remember it being in World's Drift.
And we do have options, gameplay options in the menu, so you can actually recreate the World's Drift kind of like hold to aim the grappling hook and things like that. That was a big request from like playtesters.
I did not even.
This will be our first enemy of the game, the old turrets.
I struggle with apparently grabbing my.
Just right click and it's already equipped to use your toolbar. Yeah, it's on 5.
Yeah, that's what I hit before and it wasn't doing it. It says 5.
Where is the toolbar? That is interesting.
Maybe bugging the build.
Yeah, that might very well be. Oh dear. See, how do I? Yeah, because you've lost all of your. I think what we can try, if you press escape, then you might have to murk yourself, or just see if you can.
You want me to respawn?
See, yeah, I'll revive you and we can see.
There it is.
Is it back?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I wonder. I have a feeling I know what you might have done.
Is it because putting
you
on these other things?
And you started randomly clicking, and yeah, and those that's an interesting one.
Well, I could just I can't actually grab out my
Yeah, if you.
Can I take these off maybe?
Entry, yeah, right click them on the toolbar. Yeah, right click. Just right click them, I think, and it should unequip them. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Right. That should be. We should be back to clean normal there. We
Unfortunately, I can't grab the. I can't equip 2.
Press 2.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can see you've got the thing on your.
Yeah, visually it's there, but when I press 2, it doesn't actually.
There.
Oh. What is that?
Yeah, that's what's tripping it up, I think.
I mean, I could just rehost real quick and then just not do that, not touch any of that stuff, and see if it's fine.
Yeah,
to be frank, we haven't covered that much, right?
And if you hit save and quit, we'll be back where we left off.
Okay. I'm just wondering if the save state of it will still have the same issue, like because I.
It shouldn't do.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
We should be good. Oh yes, that's always a fun one.
Showing off different builds, early access, you know, it's liable to happen. It's the same thing with streaming. Be like, hey, yeah, today's stream's gonna go great, and then a bunch of issues pop up, and like half of it is troubleshooting. It's just sometimes how it goes. We adapt.
Yeah, I mean that one specifically as well, because we had it was sort of the kind of unique cosmetic stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, those kind of things when they can slip through.
Wouldn't be a dev demo if a bug didn't happen. Exactly. It's because you're here that it happened. Of course, then it would hape, right? You're like, yay, I get to show off my work and all this will be fun.
It's fine. I'm sure our producers in Slack right now, like, just ringing the alarm bells, you know.
Why did he click the things? He shouldn't have clicked the things.
Oh no, I don't think they'll put the blame on you. That'll just be like, oh, we did not notice that one.
All right, I can pull it out now. Seems like it's
okay,
good.
Cool. Yeah. Future warning will be not to go crazy clicking things and such. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just it's gamer instinct. You see something there, you're like, ooh, cosmetic, shiny. Gotta click it on. I've noticed when the last time I was playing, getting back to your writing, the gist of most of the people that you've come across is, I was told I'm gonna defend this spot. It's important. People are counting on me, and then you're reading their log, and they're just next to you dead. So.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where like people are like really accepting of it in like Fallout and stuff, right? Where someone's just like, these are my last writings. And
yeah,
then, like,
yeah.
you know, oh, and this is how I died. And it's this weird thing where like, what? Who would do that in that scenario? Would
Yeah,
someone go, you know what? I'm just gonna write down my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm having my last bit here. Also, I have the presence of mind to give you important information on how to get on that console over there.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna give you like the timeline of like me leading up to this moment.
Mm-hmm. And then here
So
comes the end of the auto log. I gotta. I always like it when they do that too, and they have like a thing in the writing, if it is handwritten, like the scribbling trails off.
Oh yeah. I think the meme one was like Resident Evil, where it's like, oh, we've now made the new killer like hippopotamus thing, boulders. And it's like, we hope it doesn't get out, and then the next entry is it got out. Like,
yeah. Had our little Indiana Jones moment.
Exactly. And now we're equipped to get blasted.
I will say it's easier. I mean, I still dealt with them, but it's easier to deal with the turrets with another person.
Yeah. Someone can be the target.
Ooh, I'm just looking at the moon over there. The like kind of shattered moon.
Oh, it's not a mystery. It's not a mysterious world to explore if there's not a broken moon, I always say. These are all helpful guides.
Yeah,
these
that's
are like,
nice too.
In lore, they're kind of like old sort of data drones. Like
yeah, like
drones.
leftover tech from when all these people are around.
And so a lot of the sort of narrative and story is actually piecing together what happened, why you're here, what are those things in the sky, and what are all these things that we're sort of coming across.
Why do the sky manta rays hate me so much? Probably because I hit them.
Yeah, they were one of the favorites we knew we had to bring back.
Yeah. Naturally, I tried to grapple on one of them, and then I was just being swarmed the last time I played.
Get some treasure chests.
Oh, right. Did we not?
Ah, see, a very, very tough puzzle to figure out.
Right. I literally was forgetting that those things exist.
We start them simple.
Well, kind of too, because it was like I'm looking at it, but it was like just out of FOV. It's like just out of field of view. Gamers don't look up.
No, they really don't. That's always an endless struggle with these. When you try to have like a slightly curated sort of path through.
Also, when trying to, move fast, critical thought goes out the window.
Here we go. Right, we'll be caught up now because I'll get the grappling hook, and then you're then free to grapple around.
Yeah, let me know when I'm able to grapple.
Oh, you're all good now. Yeah. Once we're in here, we.
Good question, Mon Chat.
This is the grapple training room. That's why it's kind of like. Again, initially we didn't have any of these kind of like force fields. We want to give you the feeling that it was dangerous, but actually it wasn't. They're kind of like safe room for you just to practice and learn. And again, that was true all of our kind of like play tests and the difficulty of the grappling hook and just translating it so it's sort of just could be enjoyed by more people essentially.
Yeah. Mods, you guys asking if to change the command so that way it says early access and yeah. Put the date. I guess it's not in the normal command. April 18th is early access for the game. So if you guys want to, wish list it now, take a look at it, keep it on your radar if this seems interesting to you. Ow. I know this is one I'm probably going to be getting some of the other guys, some buds, especially those of us that played the previous one to fly around again. So I will ask, I know that we're early access. In terms of what I think I have my answer in terms of like the walls, like the sky walls, the storm walls and stuff. That isn't in the game. Is that yet, or is that planned?
So we had like an early version on the edge of the demo. So they are planned. I guess the big obstacle for you this time around will be the world bosses.
Yeah, right. There's
Your
more.
ship
It seems
is
like
going
it's
to have
more
to,
like
like,
world
tackle.
bosses and big like kind of epic fights that you're doing and discover as you go
Yeah,
around to the different
I mean,
islands.
with at least like kind of in the sort of default, I guess, world setup,
Mm-hmm.
you won't be engaging other players, right? Although we do have like player damage and shared ship damage, so there's nothing to stop you from all building different ships and having a shootout with each other.
Yeah.
We want to kind of like maintain that. But yeah, now the big thing that you kind of tackle with your ships is going to be these kind of world bosses and other threats in the sky. So this is actually our first puzzle here. Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
We want to make sure you utilize the
Also,
grappling hook.
it was funny too because just before the stream, someone was like, "I'm just begging you, read the tooltips," and the thing's on screen. And I'm like,
try re-grappling. I think there's a little,
"Oh yeah."
It's got quad on there.
They're like, it's so frustrating. I'm like, yeah, no, I got it. And then it's on the right side. I'm just like not paying attention at all.
It is one of those things where you add them because you have these kind of playtests and everyone's like, they know what to do. So you add like a big old pop-up tutorial video systems, all this kind of stuff. And it's ultimately for the better because usually what will happen is they'll try everything else, and when they're kind of then a little bit stuck, they go, you know what, I'm going to just pay attention to this tutorial that's been sort of sitting there. And so they do eventually kind of relent sometimes and go, okay, I'll read. I'll do some reading.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can I catch your body?
I'll be back. It's fine.
I did see you fall, and I thought maybe I can catch you. You should be able to shortcut back though.
Yeah.
There's a trail of rocks. I just pinged. And that'll get you
Oh,
back
that
to
way.
us.
I see.
Yeah. It's our like Spider-Man gauntlet. It's the kind of where players get to really have a go. See if they can get across.
Are we going across to the other side over there, or is it maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Just dealing with some turrets at this game.
I am just smacking the crap out of myself right now. It's all right. I'm still alive. Everything's okay. It's been a little bit, guys. Okay, it's a nuanced thing. It used to be incredibly more punishing.
Oh yeah, you'd have died multiple times.
Yeah, I would have just those little bonks on the rocks would have absolutely destroyed me.
Yeah. So yeah, we do have the narrative kind of throughput of this like island, where these bodies are all like they were an old shipwreck crew, sort of made up a camp, but then they were eventually succumbed to starvation / enemy threats.
Yeah. Rest in peace. But look, they look like they're holding hands. Yay.
Exactly. Took many attempts to get them to fall that way.
I scanned that writing. Fantastic. Whoever wrote that, really good.
Yeah, thanks. I'll let him know, whoever it was.
Yeah, just make sure. I just want to make sure we give that person credit. I've just been grabbing everything you open. I was gonna say you can go ahead and grab stuff too.
We did have all like various like ship parts and weapons and all stuff. Well, actually, no. If you remember from World's Drift, we actually only had the one pistol.
Yeah.
We do have a full suite of weapons this time around.
Oh, nice.
To really kind of push that. So
That'd
we've
be
got
cool
revolvers, we have machine guns, we have.
Yeah, that was
big
not
old
a thing
rifles.
at all before.
Yeah. Let's make some bandage actually. So here we have the databank. So this is kind of, we've always referred to them as like our Korok seeds.
Yeah.
From like Breath of the Wild. So there's more than you'll ever need to like unlock everything. But they're kind of your big exploration sort of objective. I guess you can imagine them as like skill points in a way. So each one, you will get to scan it once, each one. And and that essentially gives you your supporting data disk, which is like a trove of data and information from the old world.
Yeah.
And that is what you use to unlock technology back at the Ark. So this little fella, he's our guide.
We found
and
another
obviously,
one.
if you hadn't died, this would then be your kind of introduction to that, like, grapple course, right?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
follow this drone, and then he's like, oh, okay, now we kind of throw you in the deep end a little bit. This is where we want you to sort of practice a little bit with the grappling hook. Because,
Opens up the world a little bit with that, and then also just like scan stuff to get blueprints for it, etc. Technically, I obviously already passed in a little bit of a rough and tumble way. It wasn't exactly smooth. Now Chet can see a little bit more. Yeah, the actual. It just feels so good, like especially like the really long grapples, and then you hit the apex of like the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, I like if you kind of like turn your camera before letting go, you just get some nice little spins, pirouettes and stuff. Because it's all like kind of based on like your momentum.
That was intentional. See, I wanted to do that style, little smack into the rock to spin. Have you thought about, or is it in at all too, for like, stylistic stuff? Obviously, there's a little bit of like movement and stuff, but being able to do like like Spider-Man backflip kind of stuffs or whatever, things like that. To a small extent,
yeah, I mean,
like rolls or whatever. Obviously, you don't have to make it like a Tony Hawk game or something.
There's a little bit of like, like physics-based rolling. But yeah, like, cause I think in a lot of Spider-Man, it's all kind of like pre-canned based on
exactly.
momentum.
The physics, I know I was going to say, there already is a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think we've like toyed with it, but it's a lot to get it to kind of look right.
Yeah. Yeah, there is already
yeah,
kind of that, so yeah, just did it.
Yeah.
Short answer, yes, it's there, but it's up to you to get good enough to be able to do it on command.
Yeah, you can be a little bit flashy with it, but it's up to you to manipulate the physics to manage it. So here, if you go to the Ark computer now, you've got unlock the data disk. We've streamlined some of these objectives for multiplayer, so just based on watching the demo and seeing how people played it and where they were kind of getting caught up and things like that. So now, once you've unlocked the sort of lifter technology, actually only one person needs to kind of like unblock the ruins, and then it kind of everyone can sort of skip ahead.
Right. So we just got to get another one, what we just got, in order to get the lifter. Or did we actually get it? No, it's not unlocked, is it?
I think we need a battery, if my memory serves me right. We've got that. Then we need some Atlas, which is the mineral MacGuffin, which allows this world and everything in it to kind of float. So we need to come out here and find our little shrimp boys.
Oh yeah, the little flying guys. Yeah, when I played the first time, I just instinctively killed them, and then I was like, "Yay, rewarded!"
Yeah, so a little secret with these is actually if you catch them, you actually obtain more resources rather than just blasting them out the sky.
Oh, if you actually like get up to them and like snatch them.
Yeah. I mean, so for the longest time,
don't worry,
I did have it where you had to catch them by swinging and grappling, but nobody was getting it. They were all just blasting them, and I was like, no, you're supposed to be punished for blasting them. You have to catch them. But no, everyone just kept blasting them, and then eventually I relented to many kind of like producers and stuff being like, please just let them drop something because everyone's killing them. I was like, fine.
Well, an idea you could have it where you could capture it, and it becomes your little Tamagotchi that you can have on your ship, and it generates a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, spoilers. We do have a ship part that has a little shrimp inside it.
Well, there you go. So. I don't see any shrimps, by the way. There was the one that I killed.
Oh, I got a few. If you would like.
I have one.
So I actually do have a. I put a lift on a crafting bench. You can go fetch it. We are a co-op game, so other people.
That's true. That's true. It's true.
Crafting's for you. If you go to the Ark computer now, you can pick up yourself the lifter. It's kind of us introducing this, I guess, manipulating gravity and playing with physics.
Let me make a battery real quick.
It kind of sets you up for making a flying ship.
Oh, you already have the lifter in there already crafted. Never mind.
Yeah.
I have it.
There's me secretly testing if this does actually work.
How many players co-op is it up to again?
So it's 6 at the moment.
Gotcha.
That's just kind of like how we're sort of what we're balancing the game around and kind of trying to guarantee stability, right? But we definitely would love to push the numbers up, as well as just like, you know, sort of server hosting and
a solid number though, you know.
Like that. Yeah, it's always one of those things where like if you say it's like 4, it's just almost like it's good, but it's just slightly too low because everyone kind of is like, yeah, sometimes I play with 5, sometimes I play with like 4 or 6.
See, look at that, chat. It lifted it. See that?
You can actually reclaim it as well. You have to be careful that you don't drop it on your head. But that's always fun.
Yeah, I remember doing the demo, being worried I was gonna smash myself. And it was in this exact chamber that I had lured some flying manta rays, and they were messing me up.
I mean, they only get mad if you grapple to them, shoot them first. But these are the Seraph. These are the things responsible for the end of the world. There's actually a cool thing you might not realize initially, but actually if you press F, it will actually be the yank. So if you aim at the drone and do that.
Oh yeah, I remember it saying that before.
You'll like yank it to the ground.
Like a little yank down. That's cool.
Yeah, and you can stun them, and then they start smoking.
Also gives you an option too if you for some reason run out of ammo.
Yank them to the ground, start punching them. Yeah, you can climb on them too. Oh, we should actually kill this.
I'm very close to death. Hold on a second. Go here and 3.
I'm getting low on ammo. I need to.
Right back.
I'm just gonna destroy this.
Yeah. Look at that co-op gameplay action. Us working together as intended.
Just punch it to death.
Would be kind of cool. I mean, I know you can grapple, like bring them down, but it'd be kind of cool if you could like grapple up to him and kind of give him like a punch or something.
Yeah, you can like the mantas, you can ride them freely.
Yeah.
And then we have our elusive data bank, which unlocks. Let's get the shipyard, which is what we're all here for.
Confirmed manta ray. When you say ride the manta, though, can you actually like directionalize them at all, or is it just kind of like?
No, they have a will of their own.
Right. All right.
So those are the little guys, and
I imagine
here's why we're gonna need a ship.
Oh shit! This is new. Take me with you.
Yeah, I did ride him up to the
I am, yeah. I'm doing it right now too. That is sick.
Carefully doesn't throw you off. And,
all right, I'll leave him be.
I didn't see where you went. Where did you ride him to?
I'm still over here.
I see your glider.
I'll come back. It was fun though. That's so cool. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen any of that. That's a cool way to introduce too, and just kind of tease like the bigger threats.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of right around the time when you're like sort of getting geared up to build the ship, and then you sort of get that. Oh, you are getting precarious.
It's gonna be fine. There's rocks down here. It's okay.
Yeah. That's what they're there for. They're like the safety net rocks.
Yeah, you failed on the bigger rocks, and here's the little bunny hill rocks.
But yeah, what we saw there was basically those big threats I was talking about that you're going to need a ship to take on, and we wanted them to kind of play out like the Worlds Adrift fights, right? So you need somebody repairing, you need somebody piloting, and then you need your kind of gunners
Yeah, well, that was one of the things I think was biggest, like, strong points in the gameplay of Worlds Adrift, is that, like, when you did have those, like, you know, those challenges like the storm walls and whatever that you were trying to go through, you know, the ship breaking apart and kind of having that chaotic, like you're saying, you got to work together and have, like, somebody fix this and somebody manning the guns or whatever, you know. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Those moments in gaming in general across any game is always, like, really, really fun.
Let's have a look.
Shipyard.
Give myself some bandages.
Also, can you give props to Luke for the music? I'm so intertwined with that type of anthem music. Yes, Luke also did the music himself, solo.
Just everything here. Yeah, it's been a busy 3 years, but I pulled it off.
That's cool. I kind of liked the sort of Reaper, like Mass Effect Reaper sort of sound to it too.
Oh yeah, I love Mass Effect. So
yeah,
there's
same.
definitely Reaper.
It felt very inspired from that. Yeah, I was like, ooh, I know those sounds.
I think when I was like talking to our sound designer, I was like, what sound should they make? And I was just like, so have you played Mass Effect?
All right, now we've got workbench, research table, and the Outcast's retort to unlock.
Yes, that's essentially the tech tree. Right? And as you kind of gain, I'll put some bandages on the floor for you. I noticed you were a little worse for wear. And I would outlearn the ship
I'm saying pulse hammer from a crafting station. Okay. So we got to make a crafting station or find one.
We can craft them here. Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, because this operates as a crafting station. Forgot.
Yeah, I'll throw in a couple of batteries.
Pulsing. Oh yeah, this is your tool to mining, right?
Yes, yeah. So I mean, this one actually works very similarly to what we had in Worlds, but then we also had like the energy saw, the kind of adds a little bit more of a engaging kind of harvesting mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of want to sort of not just default to here's a pickaxe, here's an axe, go cut down trees like straight away. I want to kind of play with that ordering of things.
Yeah.
In most traditional survival games, right, you sort of start and then you instantly begin sort of building like some walls and things, and you're kind of like, why am I doing this? It's like, because you have to, and because you're told to, I guess. And we want sort of to have that like introduction, get you sort of traversing the world and exploring a little bit first, before we go, hey, now you've got to build a ship if you're ever to leave this island. So we need to build on the island, and yeah, if you press B, you'll open up your build menu, which is basically how we build stuff into the world.
What was I going to say?
So
do the trees hurt you? I feel like they do.
Yeah, they fall on your head.
Yeah. I think that happened to me when I was playing the demo last time.
Yeah, it's always fun kind of watching people like kind of test these things, and they go, if I stand under the tree, will it kill me?
It's a rite of passage. Yeah, it's discovery for the game too, to try to figure out, you know.
Exactly, yeah. And it's always nice to get yourself messing around and get it. Okay, I guess get rewarded for it, but you know. I do have the resources for the furnace.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I do. I can split some stacks of rocks. And then let me throw some coral down for you. Let's see, what's the shipyard need?
I'm gonna put the furnace right here. Man, you're making it even harder to wait for the 18th. That's literally my job. That's our job right now. Show the game. Make you want to play it. April 18th, early access. Well, it's also, you know, it's cool to have the opportunity to obviously have like lead, designed, lead dev, was lead design.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any
questions, yeah, I know people have been firing off some of them. It's nice to have the wealth of answers. You don't always have that. A lot of it's just like you're streaming, you're playing, and you're like speculating on whether or not X thing. It's nice to have the
I mean,
answer.
It's definitely been like a very surreal kind of experience, right? When you sort of, it's not often you kind of get to, I guess, revisit like a concept or an idea and have a second go at it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you guys also, that's the benefit of it, right? Is like you can learn from all the mistakes and or things you just weren't happy with potentially with the first one. And I would say most probably don't get that opportunity, like you're saying.
Yeah. Right, we've got to go cave diving for some ore.
Let's do it.
And then we can smelt it in the furnace. We've got to use our Mega Man rifle. Do I have any? It can get quite dark. Here's what we're looking for, yeah. We would have come across some of these in the past. Earlier. So this is, you can, it's kind of almost like a little bit of a mini game here. Like, if you hold down,
to try to,
firing.
yeah. I remember playing the demo too, and I was like, "What? Stuff's attacking me? What? Oh, right. Yeah, okay. They're coming from the rock." Took me a second to realize that before. Does this actually do damage to them? It does.
I'll have to resort to using the cutting tool.
I thought I had a bunch of ammo. I guess I used it all.
Yeah, we've not.
Yeah, bring the saw out. I like that the saw also has light too, like that. It's handy when you're in the caves like this.
Yeah. You can just slice it up.
Yeah.
Actually, we cut up its body as well. Help yourself some goodies.
You were saying the game of this.
Yeah. So I mean, if you just hold it down, it will like keep firing. You have to be and you're sort of targeting the ore, and it's all about like how efficient can I be? Like how quickly can I retarget the bits of ore, the chunks of ore, and be as fast and efficient as possible. And if you blast the center bit a little bit too much, that
explodes.
That'll happen. Yeah, it'll blow you up. Now we also brought back like the kind of like mining underneath as well. The islands when you're feeling particularly daring.
Yeah. That was always cool too, from before. It's just like going down on the floating island that you're at and seeing like the little nooks and crannies and what you can find and climb up into.
Yeah. I mean, one of the kind of most exciting things about the kind of setting that we have is all the islands being like handcrafted right through the island creator. So everything you explore and play through has actually been made by somebody else, and I always think that's, for me, that's far more of a rewarding exploration experience than if it's just a procedural.
Exactly.
Sort of
yeah. There's like a time and place for procedural, and there's benefits and or pros and cons to that. But yeah, like for something like this, when you're actually exploring, and it lends a little more uniqueness to what you're seeing, knowing that like it was made by a human hand.
If you're doing daring, you can short back up to the furnace by taking a little leap of faith.
Oh yeah. It's fine. Haven't I shown how good I am at grappling around? See? I only needed to climb up just the last little bit on the edge. I'm here.
Oh, and also a new feature of the grapple is the hook shot as well. So if you like, let's say you grapple to that tree and you can press F and then it will sort of zip line you straight to the point where you were grappled to. So that's gonna help, one of the little helpful things for getting around basically. Okay, we're gonna head back here, smelt some iron, and then get this ship in the air. Feel free to contribute your oars. Also, I forged some crystals, if you want to do the honors. should have enough.
Chad, look, it's happening. Yeah, the shipyard, right? I'm gonna put it here. You're doing great, honey. Hey, thank you. My wife was covering for me before as I was like getting prepped and ready for this. She's also English too.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I heard.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She is from Essex.
Okay, yeah, just outside London. So here we go. Interrupt the shipyard, and this should somewhat feel familiar.
Yeah.
You can choose from blueprints. You can build your ship from scratch.
Yeah, last time and probably this time too, I just did, in the interest of time, just a preset to get out there and going. But yeah, it is worth noting that they allow you to build custom whatever you want.
If you remember the tech tree that we were using earlier, you will actually unlock the ability to add more to your ship.
Mm-hmm.
As your adventure goes on, you can expand on it, make it bigger.
Yeah. Do you have a personal favorite between the dinghy, skiff, and yacht?
I usually go skiff. It's just a nice, clean.
I know. Yeah, I think that's what I did before too. It just looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice, streamlined, does the job.
All right. Well, we need 7 more metal and a lot more wood.
It's all good. I have it on hand. When I say on hand, I mean.
there's more metal over here, anyways. It's just the wood, really. And by on hand, he means you got it earlier when we were separated.
Exactly.
When I died.
Wait, I pre-farmed. Everyone knows this.
Mm-hmm.
You pre-farmed. Okay, here we go. Oh, actually, I will give it to you because we don't need to name it, and I feel like you should have the honors of doing that. So here's some wood, and then here's some metal. Sharing is caring.
I mean, one of those people. Are you enjoying the game? Yeah, absolutely. It's not. Yes. This is a sponsored stream, but like, I also have the option to accept or to decline any sponsored stream that comes through. And this game is specifically, like we've talked about, has a lot of kind of like special place because I played a lot of the previous game, Worlds Adrift. So it was like really cool to see this pop up and be like, absolutely, that's like an easy yes.
Yeah, I mean, we started Worlds Adrift 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Year. So.
Just to give people an idea of how far back. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Imagine a game you had a lot of fun with back then, and then it pops back up 10 years later in a different form under a new like refined thing, and they're like, "Hey, we remember you played." So, all right, let me create.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun watching just the kind of like the story in the sandbox from those times, and the wild things people used to get up to.
I know you don't realize how long ago until someone says that was 10 years ago. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean I go to gaming events now and you'll see fully grown adults say that like Surgeon Simulator was their childhood. Just like, what do you mean? And then it kind of dawns on you. It was 12 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Because of that game, I wanted to become a surgeon.
Yeah, that always concerns me. As long as they're not doing my surgery.
That's another thing I love too. Was that in the before, or is this like more a new edition being able to?
No,
yeah, because before it used to just be the bubble. I remember getting trolled like crazy too with people when they would, that was the move.
Yeah,
just
and I remember like you'd be trying to
meticulously,
you'd be trying to place like an engine, you'd be swinging,
and
just never getting quite the right positioning.
Great so call having this floor, this like.
And if you hold C, you can drop to the next level.
Yeah. I remember checking that out the last time, and it's just so much nicer.
Yeah. Just little quality of life things.
So much frustration saved. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
we want to kind of keep that sort of co-op building, like everyone sort of contributing. So I can remove this panel here. There you go. So we need to get it below deck, obviously. If I go, then you just open. Yeah, you just press B, go through the build menu, and you start choosing what we need. So if you see in the top right, we
basic
need
square sail. Yep, and the core.
And we'll need the square assembly, some sails and stuff.
Atlas. Do you have an atlas? Or
I have everything. Let's see, what do we need?
I need some wood for the sails.
I will
I'll just grab some.
present you. Yeah, you can go harvest, yeah. I will build... What do we got? There's some stairs, so we can move between decks.
One thing I like too about this game, and just in general, any you know, survival resource gathering thing or whatever, that it doesn't have like too long of an introduction or too much of a grind, a needless grind in the beginning to get to the fun, you know, to get to like for instance, the big sticker, you know, appeal for this is like airships flying around doing that. It does not take long to get to, you know, that gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah.
In early versions, and especially with Worlds Adrift, we kind of threw right in there as like build a ship.
Yeah.
And I think like the build up kind of helps a little bit, and just kind of gets you familiar with like once I'm comfortable like moving around the world and I kind of understand a little bit more of it.
Yeah, it's well paced, I'd say.
Throw a flying vehicle at you. It's not just like, okay, this is too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one are we getting on first? We do actually need the core. Let's see if I can. There we go.
I did a square sail.
Nice. Right, I'm gonna build the core down here.
All right.
And the objective here is you register to it. So similar, if you remember, Worlds Adrift actually had separate revivers that you had to put down that kind of I guess like registered to you to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Now you actually just come to the core and you can click register, and I can see it's called the Defiant. That's gonna be our ship. Let's see. Let's get some panels in here. So you want to protect the core because that being lost is a big bad.
Yeah.
So I can build some panels and cover it up there.
I'm helping. Unless you were just mainly wanting to secure the core a little bit in the back.
Yeah. So if you interact with the core, you'll see like you have your kind of weight breakdowns. It's all a physics-based vehicle, so you need to be concerned with like what materials am I using, how heavy are they?
Yeah.
You know, can I find better crystals so I can carry more and power more? And it's very like involved, and we kind of like wanted that as like as players, as you explore different islands and find different resources, we kind of want you to experiment and try out different sort of metals and woods and just kind of min-max your ship, right, to be as strong as you can get it.
Do you have cloth and wood? We need the helm, and then we need to have
So there's that. There's some cloth. Was that enough?
Yeah, we just need a triangle sail.
Nice.
I mean, I'm just gonna put it in the back again. And then the helm. Light, essentials, helm. And that I just need a forged atlas shard.
I did this one. I did legitimately make.
Right, of course.
So you decide where the helm goes, and again, it kind of holds the same importance as before, right? Like how much visibility do you give your pilot? How much kind of protection do you give them? All things to consider.
He's here and he faces away from where he's flying. It's a controversial move, but at least he can keep No, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna go the cliche. Here, it's up top here. This is a basic ship, whatever.
Yeah, it's just a starting ship. You know, you got some basic bits. And then most importantly, I think we should absolutely at the front of the ship just have a bench.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect. Is there a hotkey for removing HUD? If not, you should have it.
Yes.
People like me love that, especially in a game like this where it's like, you know, lots of cool visuals and stuff to it flying around.
Yeah. We'll put it on the list. A lot of like
doesn't know to be high priority. Just,
cliche,
you know, whatever.
It's cliche at this point, but you know the classic like, oh, early access, like listen to the community. But it is a big thing. We have a big backlog of like, you know, kind of ideas and features. Some are like kind of like, you know, you get them like kind of half developed, right? And you sort of almost like wait in the wings, and you find out like what's resonating with people the most. Like, are they really loving the shipbuilding? Are they really loving the fighting and the combat, or the island exploration, right? And then you kind of then juggle those like little pieces you have and sort of shuffle them in and out and kind of, yeah, just align with what people are enjoying the most, basically.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to make another wood panel. It was not balanced. I don't have enough wood for the rest of it, but it would have driven me crazy. All right. We go.
Yeah, once I've just put this little rug down below.
You got a rug?
Absolutely do. A little bit of cloth.
That's cozy.
There we go.
Hey, that's nice.
Exactly. And one of the cool things that we have with all of these, like, so decorations and sails, they can actually be built like outside of a shipyard. So with kind of like in the downtime, as we're flying around, you can get to building and just sort of decorating.
Cool.
But I think we're all set to go.
Let's do it.
So raise the ship. And
I just hear
was always the kind of the core premise of this game was always, I look out across the horizon and there's those silhouettes and there's those islands and there's those shapes, and I basically can just choose which one I want to go to. It's that freedom of movement right now that we have our ship. It's that the world opens up to you. And so once you've picked it, we've got the wind direction. It's usually a pretty solid idea to go with the wind, so we are sail bound right now.
I'm turning around to go with the wind.
Let's get these open.
Oh yeah,
and the various sails,
I didn't open the sails yet.
Yeah, the way you place the sails and how you place them, they'll catch the wind in various sort of ways. And so because of the ship is physics driven, how you build things, where you place it, how heavy they are, that's all going to make an impact on how it flies. You can see now we've got a smooth 20 knots. If I wanted to, I can just, it's not going to look pretty, I'm just going to stick it here, but I can build an extra sail, and you'll notice the speed go down slightly as that kind of weight kicks in. But then I can open that sail and give ourselves a little bit of a speed boost. I can just watch you pilot.
Feels like such a romantic moment, you know, because of the music that's kicked in.
I think we're definitely sharing a moment, I think. I'm definitely not judging your piloting skills.
Well, I mean, there's not much more I can do. It's full tilt. The sail, giving her all she's got,
oh, you're
Captain.
Tilting forward. You're tilting forward.
Oh, I shouldn't be tilting.
Gonna pull it back.
Right, okay.
There you go.
What? You know what? Two things were happening. I was tilting forward as if it would make me go faster, and two, I was holding forward, like holding W, as if somehow that makes me go faster.
Oh, there is a little bit of that wheel. There is a little bit of core movement.
Oh, okay.
We don't have engines yet, but I want to shoot some of those in. Yeah, don't worry.
Sailing through the sky with the homie. Exactly. You ever just on a Friday, Saturday night just sail through the skies with your homie while some like indie music plays in the background?
That's it. That's the core of the game. Is
that's it. You summed it up.
Adventure with your friends. Pick a destination. Go exploring.
Ooh, I like the ring of rocks around there on that approaching island. Very nice to take a look. Used to play games that can be played solo, but actually means you must be top tier and suffer. Yeah, as far as, can you speak to like about solo experience? I imagine it's solo friendly.
Yeah, I will happily show that off. What we're gonna do now. So I've just turned on free crafting, so you know I'm in business.
The wind kind of shifted
and I
on
will
us.
learn all schematics. You said you wanted a little bit of a shortcut, so
yeah, just to show people, you know, just because it's a limited amount of time to show stuff, but I like to show like stuff that you can see further progression if you can, especially having you present.
This is where and you arrive at an island and you man the sails, you bring them down, you hit the brake on the ship, and I think we're still.
I think I zeroed everything out.
Oh, a little quality of life we added as well. You know, it's when the ship's entirely stopped. Let me go and hit the brakes. I think we had some up movement there. Yes, if you come below the ship here, you'll notice a little sort of beam here.
What's that about?
And if you go into it, it's a little quick shortcut.
Oh, just to teleport like down, or up, or both.
Yeah, it takes you back to your ship.
Oh, okay.
Teleports you to the core, actually. One of those kind of like never like planned, but just through all of our feedback and play testing, and it just sort of was just a quest of like, could we do this? And then like you kind of figure it out. Like a lot of the time is the general rule. I think it's quite a broad creative rule as well. Actually, is when people tell you there's a problem, they're right.
Yeah.
But their solutions are always wrong.
Yeah.
So they'll be there like, I don't like this part, or this bit is frustrating. Why don't you do this? Like usually they're kind of like the solution isn't quite right, like because they probably don't have the oversight that the developers do into the game and stuff.
Right.
But that's the thing, you can never ignore them when they tell you something is off, or this isn't right, or this is frustrating, or this is wrong. Like that's the thing, they are right. You just need to find out what it is. What's the best solution for that?
See, we have an opposite rule for streaming. It's if people have criticism,
I can
you are incorrect. Yeah. I am the streamer. No, you
double down.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, imagine you must get plenty of like the advice on like, I think you should do this kind of content. I think you should do that, and you're like, no, no, people are doing it.
Well, as a streamer, if you're smart as a streamer, you take some of it, but you also don't let them steer the ship, as it were, which is a perfect analogy for this and what we're doing right now.
Exactly. Right, so here we go. Let's just get ourselves safely above some ground here.
I'm just enjoying swinging around right now.
Yes, I mean it's great when like kind of islands really do lean into that, and you do have to like that ring of rocks. I think we some of our early trailer footage was actually from that, which is a lot of fun. What we're gonna do here. Oh, so someone did ask about like that kind of solo friendly stuff. So what I want to do here is, so eventually, as some will know, we're a game about shooting things in the sky.
Your gun.
So upon your deck, you will be mounting it, your cannons. I mean, I'll throw in.
You like how I messed that up?
For you.
I went to grab it. I just grabbed the very edge of the deck and just started crawling underneath.
So yeah, this is where the kind of co-op stuff like does come in. Like you need. So I've managed to load the cannon, and you'll need that when you're in the thick of the fight and you're running low.
Loading and
you
stuff.
might remember to come over and open the ammo loader there. But that should be good. Yeah, you just click and you fire. There we go.
Hell yeah.
We have different types of ship weapons. So we have. Let me put this one on the front. It's always good.
Just
I'll move the bench.
Here. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
You want to shoot the deer, right?
There we go.
Let me line that up for you. Oh wow, you did mark it.
I did. Yeah,
okay.
I got that one.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Ahaha. They're the only things to shoot right now, so I gotta. It's target practice. Is that not what this island's for?
I think physics was a mistake. And then at the front here, we're going hunting, so I've added at the front here.
Oh, nice.
Just the machine gun.
They got good sounds to them. Nice meaty sounds to them.
Oh yeah. See if I can take down some of these deer.
Now, if you were to shoot me with that,
there we go.
Is friendly fire, right?
Yeah, well, let's go. I know I was balancing this stuff today. It might not be in this build, but this deer's gonna go.
Don't worry, I got you. Oh, it's out of ammo.
Yeah, help me out here. Oh yeah, right.
That one's out of ammo. I got it. Hold on. Might kill you. Right?
Yeah. No. I'm off. Ooh.
Well, the point
Okay,
is the deer's no longer a problem, and that's what's important.
You were helping. You were definitely helping. Oof. Okay.
That was for the deer. That was for the deer. I was trying to get it.
Yeah.
It's
No,
too fast.
I get it. Yeah. And so there you go. Yeah, it's dangerous to friend and foe alike. You got to be careful. Again, where you place the cannon. Let's
Yeah,
just
weight
say
distribution
if,
and all
helm
that
gets
stuff.
in the way of it,
Yeah, that too.
So when we talk about like kind of solo play, obviously we just showed you there like that kind of co-op nature, right? I can help reload. I can be on the, I can be piloting it while you're on the kind of like cannons and helm, and I'm positioning it, and, getting a good bearing on. The cannons have like limited rotation and stuff, and different cannons have different stats. They have different damage, different like kind of rotation limits as well. So you really do want to like place the right cannon in the right place. But if you are solo, if anyone wants to play kind of like Sea of Thieves, you might have to get off the cannon so I can actually demonstrate that.
Oh, sorry.
But I had the machine gun as well, so it's fine. But yeah, if you just hold right trigger, actually no, you do it because you can demonstrate it.
Yeah, it has the. I noticed that it says control ship weapons.
Yes. So I'll get you some ammo in this. So you can actually have a little go.
Are you able to then toggle to different ones?
Yeah.
Is it just F and okay, yeah, it's just got some placeholder stuff. Missing input next weapon HUD. But I get what it means.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you should be able. I'm just gonna put some.
I missed the manta.
Ammo in there.
Terrible.
Not because you're on it actually. Oh no, there we go. Right, the machine gun should be good to go. You shoot some manners. Yeah, so all while you're piloting the ship, you're able to kind of like switch between your guns as well. If I was to like say open the sails here, and you simply by letting go of right mouse, you can be back to the helm, making some adjustments, killing out those mantas, trying not to shoot your teammates. So even now, like if it's just two of us, with you kind of controlling the ship and that machine gun, I can jump on the turret.
Yeah.
And we can go hunting together, right? We've killed most of the creatures on this island so far. There you go. And we can even go deforesting with the cannon as well, which is always good.
There's a manta on the tail.
There you go, teamwork.
There you go.
Nailed it.
I think this one's.
That's kind of the way we even the odds a little bit, right? If you're solo playing, or if you're in a slightly smaller group, we've added some nice little things there to help that. We also have just like scaling on player numbers as well. So the less players who are playing, if you are solo, everything is going to do less damage and have less HP and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely built for you to be able to just play it through by yourself, enjoy the story, find loot, upgrade your ship, and explore, really.
Speaking of.
So let's see what the ship can do.
I like the designs of the guns too. The way they look. It's cool.
If we go, just going to, we don't have a ship yet, so I'm going to cheat slightly. So on the side here, we're getting some engines. They might not be symmetrical actually, but it's fine.
Ooh, propellers.
Exactly. Let's try. So I'm actually going to improve. I'm going to power up the ship core.
Okay. Gonna have us sit on the bench just to demonstrate the bench gameplay. Bit of a benchmark. 10 out of 10 will bench again. Exactly. We have very good posture too when we sit here.
I think there's one decoration that the character looks really sad. We always laugh about it. They just sit on that one. Like they're having a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like after a fight. Yeah. Nearly lost or did lose. Oh god.
A lot of men.
That's the one you put at like the very back. Just
yeah.
I'll be right back. I just gotta have a sit. You see some of the armor upgrades. Well, right now we'll look at the engine stuff. If you want to show off some armor stuff for sure.
Yeah. So okay, so we've got some engines. I'm gonna stick some wings because that is what allows our ship to fly better. So I know you were flying it before, and hopefully you'll notice it controls a lot better as we start attaching more and more parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple of rudders on. We might even, if we're thinking like we need to save some weight, we can deconstruct the sails.
The sails, yeah, we're engine bound.
We're going to prioritize some more of these wings. Let's see what these stats are. Stick some wings on the back here.
I enjoy the ambient breeze noise too.
Yes, I mean it's kind of there's elements of just being a little bit chill, right? Now we've cleared the island of deer and mantis, you know, we can take a moment and.
Now we can really enjoy the nature. Now that we've cleared away nature.
Okay, right. So if you get behind the helm again, let's we can see how this flies. Here you go. If you use the energy sword, you'll be able to harvest our friend there.
Ooh, manta
valuable loot. Oh, you can be able to see the teleporter now, though, if you actually just go underneath the ship.
Oh yeah, just go right under. I did that just a bit ago. Perfect.
Go.
All right, let's see what you can do.
Now, this throttle should all be working as intended. And now the old steering yoke should have a little bit more control. So if you try pitching and tilting, you should have a little bit more dynamic movement going.
That's sick.
You're gonna use some fancy navigation. You're gonna fly through the peak. Careful not to lose any parts.
It's fine.
I'll shoot any rocks that get in the way. Ah, see, you're a natural.
It's gonna be fine. Maybe a slight bump on the left. Nope, we nailed it. Yeah, a little bit of a bump.
Yeah. It's fine, it'll buff out.
Such noise pollution.
Oh yeah, the mantas will attack us if you're... We were sailing before. It's nice and quiet. They don't get angry about that.
They get upset about the.
They don't like the noise of engines. Oh, actually, if we bank around the left of this island, there's a little. I just spotted a rare creature.
Ooh.
So
back around here.
Where I'm pointing, yeah. East. If you look at the compass.
Gotcha.
Do you see a bound? I don't know any sail terms. What's when you're like aft and starport?
Port is left.
What's straight ahead? Bow?
That one I always screw up. It's either bow or stern. I don't know. I think it's the bow, right? Ooh, the one flying?
I should have done my research. Exactly. So this is something that we kind of like had in the wings for Worlds Adrift, but never managed to get it in, and it was almost like a point of pride to be like, the Skywells are in the game.
Stern is behind, bow is forward. Ooh, also look at the sunset. Look at it just minding its own business.
Little do they know, we can mine it for resources.
Ah. So is that one of those things, I'm assuming, grapple up and like get up on its back kind of thing, or?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to let's get there a little faster. More engines can I stick on?
A little shot at its belly there.
It's a warning shot. Warning shot.
I believe I'm going full tilt.
We do have like one of the like sort of features we want to introduce is the harpoon naturally.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like we have that there. It's kind of like wanting to get it all wrapped up and ready to go. Just again, you can't have sky whales in a game of flying ships.
That's right.
And not have a harpoon. It's kind of like an obligation.
Gotta go sky whaling.
Yeah, if you bring us in nice and close, got a mining tool ready to go. So, I mean, spoilers, I guess, but yeah, you can have some spoilers. But this is actually how you obtain like some of the best like atlas crystals. You know, but before we were using the furnace and we were kind of getting it out of these little shrimps with dust. This is where you get the real stuff. So by building your like core and stuff out of these crystals, the amount that you can attach to your ship kind of like goes up like kind of greatly.
It's just a bigger, floating shrimp.
More or less. If you pull us over it, I'll be able to glide down. Or you can have a go. You got your mining tool still. I'll keep her steady.
All right.
And you go do some mining.
I can feel my presence. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this will it'll energize the Atlas. It'll float briefly, and you'll need to catch it before it flies off.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that.
Yeah. Again, it's always about like, okay, we need a resource. Like, what's a cool, interesting way we can do it? Introduce it.
I lost one.
Ah.
That's fine.
These are rare creatures. We might not be able to find another for some time.
I got most of them. There's, I think, it was just the 2 nodes, I think, on the back, right?
Yes, you can grapple the crystals.
Yeah, I tried. I just forgot which button for a moment and then remembered too late.
I've got to be careful that I don't actually smash into it. If you got it, then homeward bound.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, let's put it in the throttle.
By I'm here, I mean I'm not, and now I am again.
I have just spotted an island in between the clouds. It's kind of like one of the things that really bothered me in Worlds Adrift was just the way we had the clouds. Was that you essentially you could kind of see everything. There wasn't the clouds were always intended to be like almost like a landscape.
Yeah.
With hidden kind of like islands in between, like an arch or something, and we could never quite pull it off. Mostly because it was 10 years ago, and the technology wasn't quite there yet. But now we do have this. Essentially, it's our open world like landscape, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you fly around, you'll notice some sort of tucked away and hidden. Go there for resources and treasures.
Question: I assume that the answer, it will probably hit you, huh?
No, it's one of the requests that I had. And I was like, come on, we need you to get absolutely mashed up by walking into the propellers. We will get it in. It's just one of those things that is, okay. You got to match that expectation.
Right. I mean, right now the gameplay is benefiting from it. There is that, the negative of it, whereas like somebody just forgets and they back up to it. But.
Exactly. Right. So, and also, I mean, we would survive a game without storage. So now we've got those rare crystals. Let's go below deck.
Okay.
I'm gonna build some storage for us. There you go. and as you're probably familiar with, yeah, dump in all your goodies, hoard your loot, and stash it away for safekeeping. Oh yeah, you can just move everything across, yeah. They had the refill stacks button, so like, you know, if you
have a stack of something in there.
Critical stash, you can just be like, you know, stick that there. Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, that was. Did we fix that today? I think we were trying to. So like, you can assign stuff from storage, which is a little bit broken.
You'd be able to make a smaller craft that you can sit in, you know, kind of like building a small fighter that can land on a larger airship, pretty much an aircraft carrier. That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, let's get to this next time. If we start with that, maybe we continue to this one. We can build like a little fighter. You'll notice that this one's like, we've got more sort of movement and stuff, but it's still pretty tanky. And as we sort of build engines and parts and things on it, you kind of have to like match what you're carrying, your weaponry alongside, you know, just utilities, right? You're gonna need some, you probably want some crafting benches on here. You're gonna want some storage. It's this balancing act, but you might find that maybe you're going skywhale hunting. You want something small, nimble, and quick to go farm those crystals, or you're taking on like some mantas or the bosses and stuff, and you're actually like, we don't want to risk our storage ship, right, with all this stuff on it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you can freely build as many ships as you want. I was just trying to lighten our load a little bit by taking out that cannon now. What island is that? Okay. I recognize it now. I just need to make sure there's space.
Yeah.
So we can put down another shipyard.
Would you be able to change your ship from wood to another building material? I believe that was the thing before.
Yeah.
Were you able to like upgrade? I don't know if you have to individually...
it's gonna weigh us down a little bit, but
yeah.
I can do it. So later on, let me just stamp some in here. As you can see, we are slowly getting decked out in steel. Now I'm cheating this in, so we can quickly demonstrate it. But yeah, so that's gonna make our ship a lot tankier. Also, you're dealing with the weight then. So you know you kind of want to balance it, like, okay, which bits of the ship do we protect?
Their main question was just make sure that you can upgrade like the materials, so that way you don't have to like rebuild the ship from, you know.
Yes, yeah. The way we actually have the build system is similar to Worlds Adrift in that the materials all have attributes. So different islands will have different materials, different metals, with different properties. So you might not want to use like gold for your plating. I can do that on this ship. This is our mess around ship. I can actually demonstrate that.
I love the sounds of the engines though. It's so cool.
I mean, we have jumped ahead. Like, it really is all about that progression, right? You start with your little crappy raft, and you slowly kind of
build up. It's so much more satisfying too. Like, obviously, once you've earned it and whatever. Here, we just want to show you guys some of the cool stuff.
We just want to show you the extent of the system.
I already know somebody too who's gonna love that too. Is Mr. Classy Packs.
Here we go, building some like gold plating. Now, not advisable. It's super heavy.
Looks great though.
Tough, but if you know, the end game is always fashion. So if you're like, we need the bling ship, so that's what we're doing. Right, let's pull up to this spot where we can get a shipyard.
It's one of those things too. You realize more how like fast you actually are going when you have some frame of reference rather than just freely in the skies. You're like, I don't know if we're going that far or fast, and then you see it compared to some landscape.
Well, let's build something that's gonna do that for us.
That's cool too, that opening animation.
And we are, let's see. So we just need a little bit of
How do the islands spawn? Is it the same at each time? So I believe yes, right? Because each island is handcrafted. But
yeah, so it's a handcrafted created world currently. We have like we did a QA today, a Q&A today as well. We did talk about some of those future plans. We have the island creator that's got plenty of sort of
yeah, there is an island
islands
creator. If you guys in
like kind of being brought in.
Mm-hmm.
So all these islands were made in the island creator.
That's cool too, because then it
launch.
encourages like the community, if they make something neat, can add it to the game.
And that's what actually allows you to program in puzzles and script like events and things like that. So
in that
that's
island
a free
creator
program in the island creator. Yeah, it's a free program on Steam. And our community has been making islands for like the past year or so. So we have like a big backlog, and the advantage of this setting is throughout early access we're able to like expand the world. And so you might log in one day and we'll be like, hey, we've added like X amount of islands to the world, and you can go off and explore and have new adventures. With some fresh content. It lends itself to kind of quite easy world expansions. We're excited to kind of explore as well. I was going to build the ship out of aluminium, so it's nice and light. Like I was just trying to.
How hard is it with something like that? Like you said, you can make the island creator and create, puzzles and whatever, kind of set things up. How hard is it really then to? Well, I guess from a standpoint, how much of a learning curve is there? Do you think to getting that working? And then
we've I mean, you might have to. I think we've got some of our island creators in the chat actually.
Yeah.
So we tried to make it as simple as possible. So it really is quite intuitive. You're just like clicking up inputs and outputs, and you can be like, hey, if I destroy this turret, this door opens, or this chest unlocks, or if I complete this puzzle, this happens.
If this, then that.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're not dealing with like state machines and all these things. I believe the person who created this island is in chat. It's Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle.
Yeah.
Took a few days of back and forth work.
This is his island. I think that's what's really like this fun kind of loop, right? Is our players get to kind of like, sort of have fun like in this kind of creation tool, and then they get hopefully the joy of like watching people kind of
exactly, the satisfaction of people going in and exploring it and finding like the secrets and puzzles they've put. I was also my second question to that, like you have the island creator thing, you have the ability to make puzzles and all that stuff. How hard would it be if somebody wanted to add in like voice act, like this plays a voice line, in this thing? Because that's something I would do. Like, I would absolutely do that.
So we do have little data pads you can write on. I mean, definitely with voice recording, that we were already kind of like skeptical about having written text, right? Like that can be a minefield.
For sure, Obviously, there's an approval process, I would imagine, with that kind of thing.
Yes, yeah. So obviously, we kind of vet a lot of the islands, all the islands in the curated world. The plan in the future is that you would actually be able to pick and choose. So you can just go through the Steam workshop yourself and say, I want this island. I want this island. Yeah. You might decide that you want an entire world that's just your islands, like, and you've been hard at work just crafting your own experience. Let's see, what's the fastest one I have. Right, we are going into some really not available in early access yet content here, but it's all for content, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're putting on some pretty hefty engines here.
I like that they still retain their propeller, ness about them too.
That was my fault. Check this out. Let me get rid of that for a second. We're gonna build this one. Ooh. Got a bit of a freeze there.
Hopefully no crash.
That's the hope.
Hey, we're back. I'm back. Come back to us.
I'm being patient.
There it is.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, right. So one of the
oh wow, these look
when
cool.
you're actually building is you can select your different parts that you attach. So yeah, I did use a crappy wooden propeller, but that's because it was the default. I can build it again. I've switched the part out.
Okay.
So now we have a much more appropriate.
So you can swap it out. Okay.
Fancy ones. Yeah, you have a little bit of customization with the pieces that you build up. We're gonna need some panels here. I'm gonna need some wing. So let's make it nice and sleek. there's a rivet panel there. I'm going to make it out of aluminium. So, I mean, even all the metals you kind of use will determine the kind of color as well. Things we've got a
yeah, I like that.
Oh, we actually have. I mean, I don't think we're gonna. Well, we could actually put the helm inside. So one thing we never had in Worlds Adrift. Oh, glass panels.
Oh, very nice.
So now we can, like, if we click this bit down here, maybe we want some panels at the back as well. You know, the viewing platform.
Yeah, you can have a viewing area in the back.
There you go. Yeah. So
That's
now,
cool.
if we want to really feel like we're flying a jet.
I like that they're kind of dirty too. Got a little bit of like rustic aesthetic to them.
Stick the helm there, and then we'll have the core at the back here.
That's sick.
Ooh, that's interesting. I might have to go and destroy this thing here. Our old ship.
Do what must be done. I, of course, will help by swinging around in the trees because I have neither the resources nor the knowledge.
Go disastrously wrong. Right, it's falling out the sky. Goodbye. It served us well.
Get some salutes in the chat. 07's in the chat for the Defiant. Not so defiant right there. Just kind of accepted its fate, but whatever.
Oh, I just realized I already built the core on the top of the ship here. It wasn't because I'm such in like a bug mindset that I was like, oh my god, it must be because the other ship has a core on it. But no, I just built it earlier, and that's why I couldn't build it beneath the deck. Let's build this last panel, and I'll get some wings on.
So the core one says, Lost Skies also follow the wind wall / storm wall / sand wall principle like Worlds Adrift. So I mentioned that before because that was like one of the really cool things with the previous one. Right now, I think the key like challenge that you're gonna face that like tests your ship and all that stuff is the large like different creatures that you can find. Like one's kind of introduced to in the beginning of this, but I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong from what you said, that is something that's you guys are thinking about in the future, having that stuff.
Yeah, so like I mean, I think the weather walls are in here. We can fly over to them. You can't get to them yet, but they are there.
Okay.
And we're going to basically just get them sort of spruced up a little bit. It's always the thing with developing games is you kind of build lots of kind of features in tandem, and then as you kind of get closer to launch, you start going like, what can we get sort of done in the time that we have left? What can we sort of maybe hold back and build like
it becomes a priority thing. What's more feasible? What's not.
And it really is just this kind of like juggling act essentially. Right, I think if this isn't enough, we can always add more. But if you'd like to take the helm, we're going to see what this thing can
zip back over there.
We were saying yesterday about how like even back with Worlds Adrift, the first feature we made was the grappling hook, and we were like, if you can have fun with the grappling hook, the rest of the game can come afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're about to see what this can do. When you hit the throttle.
I know. I'm just keeping it dramatic.
Yeah. Smash into some trees if you want. You will chop them down at the cost of some damage.
Hell yeah!
So here we go. We're moving a little bit now, and hopefully it's got a nice little bit of maneuverability on it as well.
Yeah, much more. Did you want to stay at this island?
No, you can pick another one if you want. I'll just build myself a cozy little chair just to enjoy the view. If you press V, I believe it is, or by default, there's the third-person view as well.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Let's add some more speed.
Oh my god.
Alright, we're
He's
hitting
going
50
mad.
knots now. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, we definitely got over here much faster.
So that because of the way that it's like all kind of the underlying physics, you really can just tweak and fine tune exactly how your ship flies.
Yeah.
What purpose you want it for, and that's always that freedom of creativity that actually matters, right? It's not just about making a pretty ship. You want to make it get around quick and control just the way you like it, fine tune it.
Yeah, you got the altimeter on the left there, and speed just below it. It took me a second to find it too. I was like, oh, where is it? Oh.
Oh, actually, I didn't check if we could do the loop in this thing.
Loop?
Close. We might need a few more wings.
Just doing a maneuver test here.
Yeah, I remember all like the science kind of experiments that people were doing back in Worlds of Drift with all the different material types and different parts, and trying to push the systems as far as they could go. Now we have it on it's a new island.
Enough wing power, you can loop or roll the craft. That's awesome.
Yep, yeah, stock up enough. And where the wings go will matter. So you'll notice I put some wings on the side. I put some wings underneath to act like rudders.
Yeah.
So those various positions will affect the outcome and the turning and the pitch capabilities of your ship. So adding more kind of like vertical wings is going to give you more turning and yaw.
I noticed
like
the mantras
power.
there were starting to get a little aggro because I was coming by.
Yeah, they're not. They don't like
our type of locomotion.
No, we just come in with our diesel and mess up nature, basically. And that's the freedom of the world, yeah. You just pull up, find a new island. I think you left us on ascent, did you? Ooh.
It's all right. She's a tough ship.
She's made out of aluminum. She's not really.
Why did she just fall like that, though? Because I thought keeping it in the center would be neutral, right?
Yeah, it should be.
It was on that. Like when I have it on neutral, we start falling.
Oh, you know what? I might have put us overweight when I put that engine on.
Ah.
So we were actually descending the whole time. Yeah, we were. We were descending the whole time.
It felt a little bit like I was fighting that.
Yeah.
Not like horribly so. We had the power. We had the power to deal with it.
I don't, because we've only got the single core. We haven't done the core upgrades.
It wasn't a pilot issue. It was an engineering issue.
It was absolutely an engineering issue. I built her too heavy. I got carried away.
You cheated so much stuff on it. It's heavy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we're just showing off stuff. It's either that or you don't get to see as much, within this 2-hour period. Well, I have no ammo for this. I'm just gonna try and die.
Oh, actually, I don't know if you're registered to that ship. Oh, well, there we go. We both died. I think we lost that ship as well.
Did we either of us register to that ship?
No, but I think there's an arc on this island, so we just hit revive.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We're back. I think we're on this island as well, so we can.
Crashing is entertaining. Exactly, it's an example of how you can crash if you mismanage the weight.
Yes, exactly.
Everything even when we screw up, we're not screwing up because it's all showing off what happens and what is capable.
When you start toying with physics, you can sometimes even forget your own systems and be like, oh, of course, like that's why we were sinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's more reassuring than like it potentially being a bug and being like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like, what's this happening now? Oh, actually no, it's intended. It's fine. It's the physics doing its thing.
Naturally, like you said, you're in like dev, like, oh, is that a bug mode? If anything goes not according to plan.
Like, 2 days from launch, you're like peak paranoid. Like
yeah,
every
I can imagine.
Thing, just your heart skips a beat, right?
Well, no crash, minimal bugs, you know, like, and it was mainly self-inflicted by me equipping stuff I shouldn't have had.
A little thing at the start there, but yeah,
As far as like armor or anything like that, is there anything like that you want to show off, or like any sort of like tools and or weapons? Depending on you, you can also leave some stuff
actually, yeah, we're
getting
some,
closer to the.
Some issue with some turrets here. Let me go.
Just trying to think of some stuff that could be cool to show as we get closer to the end here.
So I'll put on. There you go. So I'm decked down some clothing. I've got myself a shotgun. If you're feeling particularly cruel, you can take a shotgun to a friend.
I was just going to suggest feel free to just do it on me.
And now I've got some armor, so I'm a little bit more heavier, and then make short work of those turrets, for sure.
That looks cool.
So various different weapons. I guess. Oh, there's. I guess I could show that. Let's.
Oh, there's my stuff.
Yes, you got your stuff back. Yeah. Let's give myself. One of my favorite guns, actually. Just this absolute. I'm gonna take it to the deer as well. Actually, you know, why am I doing this? Let's give it to you.
Oops.
You'll need some ammo for that. Let me go get that for you as well. There's some heavy ammunition. That thing needs heavy ammunition. So you see that deer there, that buck.
Mm-hmm.
Just we're hunting, okay?
Which means I gotta
crouch as well. You'll lower your visibility.
Gotta reload.
Give it a little reload. Yeah. Make us dinner.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't quite expecting it to go that far.
That's some heavy ammo. Very nice.
Make some short work of some wildlife. Oh, we've got a turret there. Get some revenge.
Hold on, reload. Yeah, it's a little bit of a difference with that gun.
Exactly. That's the kind of technology you're looking for, you know. And then something we haven't gone into, but so all of these parts that you have and can craft. Let's put the deer out of misery. You can upgrade everything. You can level it all up and power it up, and that's another part of it. Is kind of deciding where you want to spend your resources, what you want to power up. Like so, like that rifle you're using right now.
Mm-hmm.
By leveling it up, you can increase its damage and you can like increase its clip size. So if you are like a big fan of one of these kind of weapons, maybe a shotgun person, maybe a rifle person, if you discover the schematic for that weapon on your ship, you can actually research the schematic itself and improve it and upgrade it over time. So you can kind of like take any weapon to the end game, if you know what I mean. It's not like you're like, oh, I need to replace this now. It's like no. If you invest in it, it will keep its performance for the harder content and items in the game.
I'm gonna request the ability to grapple and like yank the deer off the edge. Is that even possible?
Yes, it was. It's possible.
See, it just has me go towards it. I'm assuming just because they have more weight than I do.
Yeah. Obviously, anything that can be physics, we do endeavor to physics.
Or you could use this, the pulsar thing, to be, you know.
Yes. And we'll go mining. So we got see here. You got like one of these. Actually, there's a fun puzzle here. Let's go because I know we've only got 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of it. Just thinking of just stuff that might be fun to show off that we can.
So we'll grapple over here. See, wherever you can, you want to take advantage of the fact that we have the awesome grappling hook. Oh, I hear it's alright. Whoop.
I helped. That's not true. I didn't shoot a single shot.
Tell you what I want you to do, though. I'm going to ping it. We got some switches there we need to activate. And you got the rifle.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Right. Shot
Another
2.
over there.
I think this is the last one. Shot 3.
Reload. Done.
Oh no! There's the last one.
Done.
Boom. Okay, puzzle activated. So this is your classic sort of follow the lasers, right? If you come over to this terminal, and you basically need to find the next in the connection. And we kind of want these to be like, again, like they're in world, so you can kind of like do them cooperatively. So you can have sort of people like help out, look around, see if you can spot it. You can even have it like where, so you're on that one. I think it's up there. I think you can see the sort of like the reddish light.
Yeah, I looked up there for a second.
And if you can get it aimed.
There it is. Nice.
But from there, I can then. So if you start going to the next one, and I can operate this one. So you can get off it and leave it, and yeah, this will keep this one. Yeah, so there's that one. I'm gonna aim it down. Then you jump on that one.
There we go. What does it all mean?
The numbers, Mason. Is that how it goes?
Yeah. Okay,
then there's the end point. Then we've essentially unlocked the chest. We follow the end of the laser.
That's cool.
And you claim your prize, which will be various schematics and level up materials. Oh, we actually got a rifle there, rifle schematic.
Got some pants.
Yeah. So we can do a little bit of the loop here. If we go back to our ship.
Large, yeah, different sails, and a rifle one.
Yeah, I could just show you the kind of like the loop of what you're doing, right? You're solving these puzzles, you're exploring these islands, you're finding schematics and parts and things like that. A different loot, essentially. All while enjoying some grappling.
Where
So I'm gonna build.
Where'd you go?
I went back to the ship, so.
Okay.
I think it's on. Oh, we're not registered to it. So compass. But,
I was trying to figure out where we parked right by the ruin thing over there. Got it. Ooh. Little backflip there. It's nice.
So let's get it below deck. You want all your sort of crafting benches and various like sort of utility items.
I want to remind you guys watching too, if you are interested in checking this game out that you've been watching, Lost Skies, it is April 18th. They're going to be launching into early access. Luke is calm as a cucumber, not worried at all.
Nope. Yeah, it's absolutely, it's a joy, in fact, to launch a game. It's the most fun you can have, for sure.
Yeah, shout outs to them and Humble Games for sponsoring the stream, giving us the opportunity to
you come up to the
show it off.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go up here. Gotta remember to remind the people, click the link, wish list it, keep an eye on it, y'all. I will be playing more of it. Probably get some of the guys to try to do.
You've been spoiled now. You've been like. Oh,
I know, right? I'm gonna be playing. This is crap. We're only doing 20 knots.
Oh, you come down here below deck. I've built us a little. You kind of want like the ship to be like nice and like homely. So if you come to this bench here, you can see if you go to your learn schematics.
Right. Yeah. Then I got the.
You should have the stuff that we found earlier.
Yep.
You can learn that, and then you can back out of that, and then you can actually go to upgrade. I don't know if you might have some stuff to level it up. And I can put the workbench. So you can see your ship becomes like this functional base. So we're like learning schematics, we're like leveling up.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can go to this crafting bench now, and then you'll be able to find like that new weapon that you found, or that you just learned. And you'll be able to kind of craft it if you get the resources. I think you should just need metal and some of this I can drop.
Yeah, it's this I think, right? The gun that I'm currently using right now, the PSR V3. Or is this something?
See, that was one we just learned and found. So that's a slightly different rifle than the one you had. So we have like a good selection of.
Oh, I see. This is denied ascension, right? Okay.
Yes.
I'll make it. And that uses heavy ammunition, I'm assuming.
Light ammunition. Medium maybe. If you don't have that, I can get it for you. But you should be able to craft it actually. I think we would have picked some up on our journeys.
Yeah. Make it a little bit.
So yeah, because you're not like limited to like how many ships you build, you might actually have like your forge ship, right? Where it's called the crafting benches, and everyone uses it for like storage and crafting and things like that. And we wanted to keep it kind of open-ended, right? There you go. And you got I think this one's got a lot more rounds in the chamber.
Yeah, the other one's just like a heavy hitter kind of.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, well, just decimate anything you shoot at. And then you go manta hunting. And all sorts. Or turn it on your friends. Start blasting. Maybe these mantis have got angry as earlier over here.
Ooh, here's another little thing. I'm assuming I have to get these all the up direction. The up direction.
Ah, yes.
He said.
Yes, it's the thing where you just, as you explore, you sort of stumble across just little sort of interactive things, little puzzle elements. Did you figure it out?
Yep.
Yes.
Makeshift wooden.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff will be what you use to like kind of level up your parts. So the loop is like, hey, I've learned this weapon, this schematic. I'm gonna like now improve it, level it up.
That's also satisfying too. I mean, I feel like that's always the goal, to encourage exploration, not just for exploration's sake because it's cool, but or just like resources or whatever. But being able to get like, oh, I just found this dope schematic, and now we can use it on the ship.
And with the whole kind of like leveling system, it means that everything you find is always like rewarding. Like every chest I open, it's gonna have ways that I can improve some of my gear or some of my ship parts.
It just becomes, like you said before, kind of managing your more rare resources. Where do you want to put it? Do you want a fancy gun, or do you want to like upgrade the engines or some other part? That's...
Exactly. Yeah. And like we kind of want you to there like work as a crew with that. Like you are hopefully like splintering off onto these islands and finding different like puzzles and completing them and different bits of treasure, and then you all kind of come back together with the ship and be like, right, what do we really need? If we want to take out like the boss here, we're probably going to need to upgrade our cannons or upgrade our machine guns, and you kind of work together to tackle the sort of the bigger threats.
Heck yeah! Well, as we're getting to the last few minutes, anything else you want the folks to know at home, other than obviously early access, 18th, right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you see you like what you see, and excusing the slight bug at the start there. I think we've had a pretty smooth run, building ships, exploring the world. Killing things, grappling around is always fun.
That's one of my most favorite things in the game. If you guys do anything like get some grappling around and play around with the physics with that, it's one of the most like really satisfying things in the game, in my opinion. But amongst all the other cool stuff, but like it's one of the core things that I've always really liked from this, as well as Worlds Adrift, and now being able to glide with it too. And just know, you'll have to work to get to your fancy engines and stuff here. Yeah, you won't have to work too hard to get upgrading stuff or whatever. But yeah, there's benefits to having the dev with you and being like, what if we saw this cool? What if it went faster?
Exactly. Yes, and cheat to the point where I've sink the ship because I wasn't paying attention to how heavy we were making this thing.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Shout outs to you and the rest of the team. Hopefully your lead programmer feels better soon. And I hope you guys have a really smooth launch into early access and beyond.
Thank you, and I hope everyone who does decide to give it a go just has fun, just explores this sandbox and builds some ships, and enjoy yourselves. Sliding down, I've fallen back a little bit too much.
I'm just gonna free fall.
We sail off into the sunset. That was the. I was trying to just sail off into the sunset,
I understand. Yeah, I got a little steep. It's all right. I can watch from down here.
This is me leaving for launch.
Bye, Luke. Have a fantastic launch into early access. And what wonderful writing when you read that stuff, guys. He did that.
And all the spelling mistakes wasn't me. It was somebody else.
All right, man. I'm gonna jump out of here. Thanks for spending time with me and helping show off the game.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun showing you the game.
Absolutely. Take it easy, man.
Yep. Thank you. See ya.
All right, y'all. That is Lost Skies. Definitely check it out. take a look on Steam, wishlisted ! Lost Skies. Once again, click it there and wishlist it. If you like anything of what you've seen, this is just like a little, you know, scratch into the surface of it. If anything, too, like these guys have taken a project that was like something dope before that, you know, and then went back to it. So if that's any indication of them actually, like, you know, caring about the stuff that they make and wanting to refine it and not give up on an idea, you know what I mean? I feel like that speaks a lot to how you can probably expect their early access and then dev cycle going forward. Look at this like rotation thing I got. Never mind. I take back what I said. You don't need to do anything adding in like static animations or whatever stuff that's baked in like a Spider-Man. I like the janky. I say janky, but physics-based, like rolling around and stuff. Now that I've kind of figured out how to manipulate it, you will see me playing this again, sponsored or otherwise. But you will see me playing this again. I'm gonna try to probably get some buds to go and embark on a journey. I'm happy that they're finally at a point where they're launching into early access, because this has been one of those games where I just kind of put it out of my mind for a while. I was like, oh, I heard they're working on like a new one, neat, and then wait till it gets closer, and here we are. Thanks again to Luke for spending time to show off some stuff and giving us a peek at some of the earlier, or some of the further progression into the game. Hey, a tomato. Yay. That's also cool, too, that they have, apparently, if you had Worlds Adrift, and the game, when you log in, knows that you had Worlds Adrift, you get some little cosmetic boosts and or fun things like this helm that I have, this like head wrap fox helm thing. And there's some other stuff too as well. But that's it. That's doing it for the sponsor. Once again, shout out to Humble Games and Lost Skies for sponsoring us, giving us the opportunity to have some work and show it in front of you. And then the added bonus of having Luke on. And everybody, you know, just keep their lead programmer in your thoughts to recover. I'm sure they're fine, but you know what I mean? It sucks being sick. That's it.